Hello everyone, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3 5th edition. Last time, our two warlocks and their two familiars came down into these whispering depths, this cave system underneath a blacksmith's shop, and we dealt with a couple of spiders, a couple of ettercaps, and having looted this little den of someone who seemed to be trying to merge themselves with a spider colony of some kind, we're now going to press forward and see what other devastation we can bring down here. Now, we do have in our possession these spider step boots, immune to being enwebbed. I'm going to pass these over to Wyll and have him equip these, because his dexterity modifier is far lower than Grace's, and so this way, this is our best chance at having these two not be enwebbed at the same time. Of course, I should just separate them from one another in the party when I want to go and pick things up, but hey, no harm done. So we're going to hop on down here, and then we're going to move through this dungeon looking for more spiders and more threats. Trying not to get too freaked out by the presence of dead goblins, although Will's pretty happy about finding that, to be honest. So, if you've seen some of my previous Let's Plays, you'll know that my main strategy around here is to have a rogue go in on their own to try and take out the spiders' eggs so that there are less spiders for us to deal with when we get there. Now, let's just get everyone stealthing. Of course, we do not have a rogue currently, so we're going to have Grace put down that torch, because we don't want to be a banner in the darkness. And then we're going to take our imps here, and we're just going to have them fly over, because they have a flying speed, they're not interacting with these spider webs in any way. And we can see the matriarch over there isn't quite our problem from this distance. And then here we can see a variety of spider eggs that we want to be rid of, because in a cave full of spiders, and giant spiders, medium spiders, and the threat of baby spiders, well, best to remove that threat as best we can. So that's that batch of eggs dealt with. There's the matriarch patrolling, and behind her we can see another batch of eggs over here. So, let's... okay. Well, let's not start a fight here, and instead, can we get our guy to just kind of jump into the darkness? Nope, that was over to the other bridge. Rather than starting a fight, we'll just send our imp off out of the way. And we find ourselves in the Underdark. All I wanted to do was have our imp killed so that the fight would end, because now no one is in initiative with anyone any longer. But we're down here in the Underdark. Where in the Underdark are we? It looks like this is the field of plants, and then that's the entrance to the Myconoid village? I mean, there's no reason our imp can't poke around. But, you know, now he's just in a fight with minotaurs, which is going to go really well. So, when in doubt, fly away. Especially because it's a free action. Well, this is not how I expected this whole thing to go. Why is that skull lit, or is it literally just a torch? I wonder if that's something particular that I've never noticed before. Where is our imp? Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing here now. We're just exploring the Underdark, as you casually do, you know? Where was that skull? Are we ever going to be able to get back up here? We can. Where was that glowy skull? I'll never find it again. Alright, well that's just going to be a mystery. Alright, we could poke around down here forever, but I think I've probably spent far too long in an area that's never actually going to cause us any kind of progress around here. That said, the problem is we can't pick anything up. But hey, if you haven't played the early access before, or at least if you haven't played the campaign before, and you get this far with an imp, there's a lot you can learn before getting towards the end of the game, because this is really late game, late early access content. Can we interact with the boat? I'm going to guess not. It'd be hilarious if we could. Or, you know, we just have these guys summon loads of undead around us. So we'll watch our imp get killed and then go back to our regularly scheduled programming, I guess. And the rest of what happens down there is a mystery. But we are not in initiative, which is fine. Now, I wanted to destroy spider eggs. Where is the matriarch gone? That's my next question. Because it looks like these eggs aren't hatched yet, which is good. There's the matriarch. There's that guy there. Can we get down to these eggs without being seen? I don't know that we can. Because if we jump, we break stealth, I believe. We can kind of quietly sneak down here. Question is, which way are they going to turn around? We pass our stealth check. We are Sam Fisher. And then quickly slash, 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 slash. Alright, that's those 5 dealt with. Now, we have our turn. We can fly over to these eggs. And I'm going to assume that these eggs have a far lower AC than the things living inside of them. So let's just start taking those out. Then once we've got all the little eggs done, we can bring our heroes in to help out in the real fight. Alright, in that case, let's bring our heroes in to help out in the real fight. Because what we would like to do right now is Eldritch Blast the web that those guys are stood on. That's 30 damage. And Wyll remains hidden. So let's just keep attacking while we can. Grace has not been seen yet, so she has an opportunity to get in on the fight as well. Alright, we're all in initiative now. Imp is surrounded by babies. We do have enough damage to kill a baby in one swing. Like that, so that brings down their action economy a little bit. And the matriarch is right where we want her to be, on another web. Wyll is very injured. That's a bad time for him.
Don't waste a step.
But for right now, Grace needs to find line of sight onto this web.
What do I have to do?
Oh, okay. I guess we did a low roll, but then we +3. Spiderweb was blasted for 1 force antagonizing blast. In any case, the spiderweb is destroyed. They're down to 40 HP. Babies engaged with the imp. Imp engaged with the babies. Critical miss. Wyll is going to use one of those giant potions we just found if he's holding one. He is. And that was a bonus action, so we get a full action after that. Do we want to Scorching Ray? I'd rather Scorching Ray while Hex is applied. Good. Let's get out of this poison space. Spider. Getting in range, getting in range, getting in range, getting in range. Are you in range yet, Spider? Spider Queen's Wrath. Creature is enraged. Strength increased by 2, armor class reduced by 1. So they're going to hit us with +1 higher on their attack rolls and +1 more on their damage rolls. But they are going to be easier for us to hit, which is good. I think at this point, with 33 health remaining, Hex is a good time for it. 5 on our D10 roll, 3 for our charisma modifier, then 1 for our D6 necrotic damage roll. Baby's still going after the imp. Another one down, which is great. Wyll is also up in the order. $24 damage. No Hex, but actually massive damage. Imp already attacked. Spider up on our shelf, on our 6. We can now reapply our Hex as a bonus action. And I'm going to move over just to about here, on the off chance that our repelling blast can push this guy off a cliff. We missed. Last couple of babies for us to deal with. Wyll. We do not have very good sight here. As much as this little glowing section looks like it should be a beam of light from above, they are obscured by shadows. which is an issue for us. Do we have anything that we could do to cause some light around here instead? Is Wyll not currently holding a torch? He is. Alright, so that's an action to swap to a torch. We'll step forward to make sure they're illuminated for Grace's next turn. Glad we healed when we had an opportunity to. And they're still obscured by shadows now, damn it. Is this creature hexed? It is. We just don't see the mark over their head currently. But they went for a little flight and have 1 HP left. Baby's still going after our imp. Wyll has his action. Not that we can really see anyone around us, particularly that far down. We're not going to have an angle of sight from here, I wouldn't have thought. Path is interrupted. We'll get rid of that cobweb just in case. This guy with his 1 HP teleports back on up. Then Grace deals with them nicely. Last of the babies here. Attack the one with 1 HP to try and ensure it dies. Always the crits when you don't need them, eh? Let's hope that Wyll can get through this without needing to spend any more potions on this encounter. Grace. I don't suppose you can see over here. No. Hopefully, we can hit with this one and it be over. Excellent. Okay. We have not spent all of our spell slots, but I still think it's worth short resting for Wyll's HP sake. And then, with torch in hand and his magic boots of not being enwebbed, we can go and pick through what's left down here. So, we can climb down these vines. Hopefully that doesn't cause us any problems like the ladders do. How are we on our quest to level 4? Nearly there.
This better be good.
Nothing in that one. How about this skeleton? Some jewellery and a longbow. We are not proficient in martial weapon longbows, so we won't bother collecting those. But if you are looking for longbows for one of your other characters, that's where you can find one.
2 steps at a time.
Where did we kill that matriarch?
What do you suppose lies at the bottom?
I think it's the Underdark. I think we learnt that one out of order. There's a Darkstone Amethyst for the Ancient Tome. And there's the Matriarch. And in the Matriarch we find Poisoner's Robe. Found on the Spider Queen's stomach, this robe emanates a sour smell and stings to the touch. Poison trails. Whenever the wearer casts a spell that deals poison damage, it deals an additional 1d4 poison damage. Probably another one for us to sell, because we don't have spells dealing poison damage, I believe.
Keeping pace.
But with that little bit of looting done, we can go back up.
Where am I needed?
And I believe that's just about everything down here for us to find, unless we too want to try and jump down to the Underdark. But without a fly speed or a featherfall spell, that would certainly bring immediate doom. So we'll take just one more moment to go and find that bucket that we can escape with.
At the ready.
I will show off where that goes. So if you find your way through the maze, this one here is the lab. And then back and across one here is the bucket. A couple of corpses around. Studded shield, great sword. Nothing that we're proficient with. More short swords, but then you can take the well bucket up. And you'll find yourself here in the Blighted Village, next to the Ancient Rune Circle and all the other familiar parts around here that you know and love. Alright, I'm glad that went well. There was always a risk that that would go terribly, but between us and our imps, we figured it out. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please do consider subscribing or hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.